Hi, I'm Peter Clayton, the owner of Clayton Halter Limited, the owner of Trade Plumbing UK. It's a bathroom heating showroom. This is going to be about some learning that I've had over the last, I've said learned from September the 10th. It's a while ago, and I've just thought I'd go over it again and just recap myself from my diary. I did a bit of reading this morning. This is my new diary, got a new diary now, got a new journal. So it's just about the things that the brain, how the brain works. So I'm reading a book called Tom Kenyon, which is called Brain States. Brilliant book, and one of the things I learned about is how what the brain does. Now, this to me seemed very simple, but then actually doing it became more of a challenge. And what the brain is a processor of attention. Now, I used to think the brain was a processor of information, knowledge. It stored it like a bank, and it all stored everything in the storeroom and put it in the vault and everything in there. But then I started to learn about the way the brain actually works, and the way the neurons and the pathways and all these bits in here that I'm not probably good enough to explain all those parts, just have an overview of how they work. And it started to actually understand that actually it's the attention the brain processes. So if I give you an example right now, my attention right now is talking to you and explaining about the information that I've just learned. If I change my attention to over there, it changes everything in the brain because my attention is drawn to there. So it's about me deciding where I put my attention, and then the brain will process that information. So when there's like negative thoughts, positive thoughts, memories, all of them are attention that you are giving to. So you're choosing to process, have the brain's attention to be on that information. So it's about controlling the attention of what information you're processing. Now this sounded really easy, and I did this for a little. I sat there and said, right, I'm going to think of one thing, and I sat to think of this one thing, and then I see myself, and it was like, I'm going to think of right now brain states, or I'm going to think of the pen and how I can use the pen to write something. And then suddenly my attention got switched to a noise. A bottle in the fridge just went dunk, and I was like, oh yeah, what? And it straight on my attention. My processing went on to that. I found it. I think it's a thing that when you meditate and do things, and you can control your inner harmony. All these amazing people that sit there and they can meditate and they control exactly what they're doing. It's about that sort of thing. And for me, doing that, I've done some meditation with Tom Kenyon, and I do it with the music, and I do it with supporting with the music. So to me, it's not a full meditative state of controlling attention in your brain. So this was other things I started to use for, is when I was actually listening to people, I would then focus my attention on just listening to them and black everything out, so that I had full empathy and understanding when I'm having discussions with people. Now this thing I've been using, and it has been working quite well. It's still a bit of a challenge sometimes because I'll focus on attention and I'll find myself going off. But if I just explain, all the thing I've learned right now is actually if I manage my attention, I can manage my mind and manage my thoughts. Now, I know it sounded so strange to start with. I was like, what do you mean attention? Bloody attention. Well, that is it. It's managing my attention on what I think about. So it's looking at, when my brain started to think other thoughts, I was looking what it was thinking at as a third person and thinking, actually, that's not important. Well, that's a negative thought, that's a positive thought, focus more on that one. And I was like, it's like a distributor of what I'm doing. So, new thing I'm trying, it works quite well. I think I'm pretty sane, so it's okay, but there's a but there. This is Tom Kenyon's book, and it's about the information he's doing. He is, like I say, if you want to read about him, he runs the Acoustic Brain Research Laboratory, and that's in America, and I've got to say, it seems like a very, 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 very useful bit of information, and there's loads more information in there. He also goes to talk about vacuum kinesthetic and the way you can change your attention by breathing, the way you can change your attention by feeling, the way you can change your attention by thinking of a really brilliant thought and then focusing on it, and then removing how the thought was and just focus on the feeling. There's loads of stuff on there that's actually I would never have known about, I would never have done, but actually doing it actually works, and I'm like, wow, this is a bit freaky, but it does work. So it is a bit of a scare to start with, but that's for me, much my feeling, but it's actually focusing your attention. So attention on the brain, I think I've talked way too much about that one, very exciting. As I say, it's heating season coming on now. We're a bathroom and heating supplier. We do sell radiators and heating. That's what we do. So if it is a little bit cold out there, please could you share our website. It's tradeplumbing.co.uk. I'd really appreciate that. Right now in this economic climate, anyone that puts traffic to our site, thank you very much. And really have a brilliant weekend. Enjoy yourself, and I hope that my attention span has been on what I've been saying. Thank you very much. Bye bye.